So I'm sitting here with Carlos Sugar Skulls Ramos, and we are where right now?
We're at the Sugar Skulls Loft on the rooftop, Mercantile Lofts in downtown Los Angeles.
On the rooftop, outside, and this might be the coldest day that we've had in LA for like maybe 10 years. but it's all good. There's a great view, and we're shaded by the clouds, so it's pretty awesome. So Carlos, thanks so much for letting us into your space and letting us shoot your work and your new space and everything. It's awesome.
Thank you, dude.
And now on the rooftop, we can have a conversation about you and like what you've been doing. So tell everybody how long you've been doing it and kind of how you got into it.
All right, so I've been a hairdresser now for about 8 years. About 12 years ago, I worked for Robert Cromians, international creative director for Paul Mitchell. That's kind of what inspired me to get into it. I've worked all over Los Angeles, so many salons, and then I just started this loft thing that just created this culture. It brought in this vibe, and it's just been the funnest, raddest thing that we've done, and everybody's loving it. I'm still loving it.
So you're in a space that, at least your new space was 4 stories up, right? Yep. Your last space was a few stories up too. Yeah. So you don't have a storefront. How do you find clients?
Everything is word of mouth, and I don't take any new clients, and everybody that works here knows it's an exclusive spot. It's almost like a guy's secret clubhouse in a sense, where we don't want anybody walking in being like, hey, do you guys have any walk-ins available? Like, we like that it's hard to find our spot and that it's just very exclusive, but it's all been word of mouth. The word of mouth has still been our strongest thing.
Okay, so then let's back up. How did you get to the point where you're good enough and you're in demand to the extent that you can be 4 stories up, no storefront, and full clientele? Of
course, Instagram helped that. Of course, Instagram, social media helped that. I came up with Sugar Skulls the year Instagram came out. I started posting every single haircut I would do at one point. But still, I tell everybody, I'm like, the word of mouth was still my strongest. As cool as like Instagram was, and we were one of the first only barbers posting all our work, it was still our word of mouth that got everybody linked up to us.
Run us through the steps of the process, like the tactical shit. You know, the things that you need to remember, even if it's your bro coming in to deliver that experience.
All right, I try to keep all my clients are like my hair bros, so it doesn't matter. It could be a new first-time client. It could be their 30th haircut, doesn't matter. They come in, give them a hug. I hug everybody. A long time ago, I read in a book that if you don't get 5 hugs a day, you become weird. So I just started hugging everybody just because I'm like, energy is contagious. Yeah. And I just believe in that. So hug my client, even if I'm in the middle of somebody, but then I go back. I don't talk to them till I'm done with the other client, even if they show up early. They get a drink. I have an apprentice waiting, offering them something. They hang out when it's their time. If their hair's crazy long, we'll do before pictures. If it's not, if it's just a touch-up, we're still gonna do after pictures every time. We begin, I fade them up, I work their top a little bit, then they get shampooed, get everything off, we re-clean the station, reset up. Then after their shampoo, then I finish the top, I blow dry it, I style it, and then when we're totally done, we shoot photographs of every single client. And every single client, I take about 35 pictures, 20 to 35 pictures, and I airdrop them to them off my iPhone.
Let's talk about the after photos. How did that start?
I just used to tell everybody, I'm like, how cool would that be if you had a picture of every single haircut you've ever had your whole life? I've been cutting clients for almost 8 years now, and they have every single photo I've ever taken. And I'm like, how cool would that be just to look back? You can almost make like your own flip book of like, this has been my transition. And I'm like, now we have the power to. I know they're not our models sometimes, but I like making people feel that way. Because some people never get that experience to be photographed. Some people are never in a band, they're never a model, but I make my clients feel a little bit more than just their regular day lives.
All right, so those of you who know Carlos's Instagram page know that he likes to put sunglasses on his clients. How did that start?
Oh yeah, so that's a crazy part. So when I started beauty school, got a DUI, got my license suspended for 9 months, and it was like a terrible time this is like one of the little failures, like a blessing and a curse that came to me. And so I used to tell everybody, bring me a tall can or a joint, I'll cut your hair for free when I was in beauty school. And I used to do haircuts every single night. And everybody's eyes were bloodshot as hell when it was like 1 a.m. So I told everybody, I'm like, I can't photograph you, dude. I can't post this online. And I used to just have sunglasses laying around all the time. And I'd be like, put on these sunglasses. And I started doing that. And I remember this one chick one time when she was like, I love the way you're branding yourself with sunglasses. And I was just like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm branding myself. Like,
that's awesome.
So that's how the sunglass thing came
That's a great story. So tell us about how to operate a studio like yours. You know, we've had comments to the hair game. How do we find good hairdressers? When we find them, how do we keep them? How do we develop the personality interaction and the culture and all that kind of stuff? And it seems like you've been able to do that.
That's probably been the toughest part. Out of everything, it's just like we've gone through so many, like our hair heathens, all our hair nerds that cut hair here, but building a team and a community has seriously been the hardest thing. It's almost like being in a band, like doing it with a bunch of other creative minds. Like we all have these egos and pride and we all think we know how it should go, but everybody needs to learn that wherever you work, wherever you go, whoever's leading, like that's your captain, that's your lead singer. You have to trust that person. It's all gut feeling too, though. It's just people I've met, people that have clicked with me, people that I've just connected with that I'm like, that reach out to me. Honestly, it's the ones that reach out to me that actually stick here and like come hang out and come cut hair here. And again, I just wanted more of a creative space where I feed off energy. I'm super energy driven. So me working by myself isn't as fun in a sense. Like sometimes I'll just get bored, but if I have somebody else with me, I feed off of that. Right. Like I'm just like, oh, this person's all loud and awake, and then all of a sudden I become that.
Your spirit is always so high, and you're fun to be around, and you always seem like you're having a good time, even if maybe you're in a bad mood. So what are the things that like get you up? Like when you're down, what are those things that really get you up?
My friends. It's just my friends, my clients. That's why I came up with that little rule, don't send me your shitty friends, just because I'm so energy driven. Like my best friend Ali can come over and this dude he makes me look sleepy. He makes me look like I'm shitty with people because he's that good at it. And I'm just like, energy. I'm just so energy driven where I'm like, if I hang out with the wrong people, that bums me out. So I just need good people around me all the time, and I feed off of that.
Let's say that you had to move to another city right now. And let's say that you were stripped of your Instagram account and you were stripped of your brand, Sugar Skulls, but you still had your talent, your personality, you know, your knowledge. How would you start over?
It would be hard. I would have to go door to door into every salon. I would find the salon in that city. But here's the thing that you forget. If I were to even move and I lost Instagram, I would have 0 clients.
Right.
Even if I were to move with Instagram, I would still have 0 clients in New York, you know? Sure, I'd get like a couple people here and there being like, oh, hey, I would love to get a haircut by you. But that still doesn't mean a solid, locked down clientele that keeps you afloat. So, man, like I would just have to go. But again, that's where word of mouth comes in, where you have to go meet people. People have to meet you.
So where would you go to meet people?
I would Yelp every 5-star hair salon in New York City if I had to move to New York City, and I would walk in there and I'd be like, hi, can I get a tour? Who's the owner? And I would introduce myself. I'd say what I've been doing for the last couple of years, and I would just try to build relationships again and see where I got the vibe, who thought I was good. I might have to do a couple little tryouts and do some free haircuts, but whatever, like. Yeah. We could do it again. But
do some internship, maybe some assistant type stuff, knock on doors.
Of course.
Yeah. So that was good advice to all the new graduates of hair school, right?
Yes, definitely.
All right, so you've been really busy doing something other than just running your loft downstairs. Tell us about thehairjam.com.
Yes, you'll see all of us almost in band formation, and you would click right underneath learn more, and we all have like an intro video of what you're gonna learn, but it's hours of footage of us just talking about the industry, from how to build a clientele, how and why to use social media. And then there's 5 videos of us just how-tos. Like there's just straight instructional, it's like half and half. Half of them are just our biggest topics and techniques, and we all came up with these between each other. Like we all just asked each other like the best questions we could ask. So it was just so organic, so good. It's just, check it out. But all our courses, you can purchase them separately. So it's like Andrew's got one, I got mine, Maddie has his. So it's almost going to be like a Netflix for hair nerds.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Thanks so much for the time. And you're a great spirit for the industry. And I hope all the new people find you and get inspired by you and go check you out more on the hair channel.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, guys.